It's time for the shop report with
Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we want to remind you the Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. You can look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit, 1D, 2E Detroit, or you can slide on over to the website, rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. Make sure when you're there, while you're there, you tell them the BSJ sent you. And for my folk out there in TV land, which where y'all at? Oh, y'all, okay, over there. If you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so, and we will throw it up on the screen. And y'all know what's coming next. If you're one of them folks that wants to leave a question or comment that's indignant, it is a word, or ignorant in nature, it won't be seen on this screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All righty then. With that being said, let's start the show. Or should I say, joining me on the program today is none other than my cat from up north, Joey James, a.k.a. Jaden Ivy, sometime today. Tell the people what you say.
The former coach for the Boston Celtics, who had a untimely dismissal, is the leading candidate to take over the Pistons' vacant head coaching position.
What? Say that again now?
So of course, the coach, previous coach for the Celtics, led them to the finals, of course, was let go due to some general misconduct. I don't want to speculate. Those Google's your friend. They can kind of, if they want to go down that road.
Yeah, but you can't trust everything you see on Google. Like most people, they rely on
right.
Google.
But there was enough there that Boston said, okay, we're moving on.
You're talking about Ime Udoka.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that was last year though, right? Yeah, has it been a year already?
Well, technically, yeah, this past fall. He is the leading candidate for the Pistons' vacant head coaching position.
Ooh.
I love it. I don't care. Again,
did nobody have a problem when Daniel Snyder was doing what he was doing, but they had a problem with Deshaun Watson was doing what he was doing, but it was okay because Daniel Snyder was the owner. But anyway, yeah, I got you. Different strokes for different folks.
Well, here's the thing: we have no problem with cheating. Apparently, because the Tigers have AJ Hinch, of course, Houston Astros manager during the scandal with their first World Series.
Okay,
cheating, beating to a G, that'd be the same thing. Isn't that what Outcast said?
Like tanking. Okay, same thing. Okay. Don't get me started this evening. Anywho.
Well, okay, all right. I don't know if that's even a topic today.
No, it's not really. Because, hey, I listen. Ime Udoka should, I'd love to see him with the Pistons.
No, I do too.
Matter of fact, if he gets the Pistons job, make sure you sign me up for tickets. Okay, there's no reason, definitely no reason not to come.
I relocated, still on the floor, but I'm behind the basket again, which is similar to where I was in the past. Yep.
They have a sign out there for you all. Like here in Cleveland, we have the fans from Loudville. That's the Gated Community Center. The Gated Community section. I see Brother Rich. I saw Brother Rich's name on the seats up there too. Yeah, I know you're watching Brother Rich. Unfortunately, Brother Rich, he can when we do it, we're gonna probably do a couple. Oh, did I mention that last week? I got a feeling that somehow we're here or another. Hey, listen, you all know all my folks out there that do 9 to 5s and still try to do this type of thing. You all can feel my pain. We might have to switch broadcast days again, unfortunately, and times. We'll try to keep you abreast of whatever it is when that comes down the pike ahead of time or whatever, for all the folks that tune in and view us. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? And we appreciate y'all. Again, as I always say, without you, there is no us. So for all of the matter of fact, let me give a shout out to all them folks that have supported me for doing doing this throughout the years. Mad love and respect to everybody out there. You know what I mean? I wish I could give y'all all the
I seen a TikTok. I came across a TikTok that actually was, we'll say, in your industry. Okay, I didn't get an opportunity to send it to you, but basically,
imagine that.
What it was is this gentleman was pointing out that in said industry, they were given somewhat of an ultimatum on new contracts as far as what the payment structure, which was, let's just say, less than favorable. And you could hear off in the distance a conversation that kind of indicated that someone agreed with my point because it was impacting them personally. So
were you on this call too?
Oh, no. It was a TikTok. It was a TikTok. Okay, he was literally showing what the offer was that was given to him and his colleagues. And one of his colleagues was giving, somebody who probably has no actual say in those decisions, an earful that you could hear from a distance. So
I'm sure.
So those, like you said, those in the workforce can certainly understand and relate with changes. So
yeah. So again, I shout out for all of my folks that view in and tune in, that weigh in, that subscribe to our platforms, the shop's fan page, the YouTube, trust and believe. Every time I sit down to do this, it is definitely with you all in mind, for real. So again, I appreciate y'all. Sticking with us through all the ups and downs. But I mean, most of they got all the folks that stay with us, man. They got to be roller coaster riders, because I'm trying to tell you, boy, it's like the top through the dragster over here, baby. But yeah, we might be changing our day and time, and I'm not sure which day or time as of yet, but we will do our best to keep you all abreast of the situation. Now, would you please continue? We were talking before we came on air here. You all bear with us. I got a situation where I took my car to the dealer. I drive a 6-speed GTI 2.0. As a matter of fact, if there's anybody out there that can weigh in on this, please do let your boy know. Or if you want to email me, the shopreport365@gmail.com.
There you go.
I got a 2.0 in it, right? But I took the car to a hand car wash, okay? And when I got through the car wash, they were drying the car off or whatever the case may be. And it has a push button start. So I went to push button start, and the thing with I had never done that before. Like trying to turn over, but not turn over at the same time. But it was starting up, but then not starting, but it was moving. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So it was some kind of company right next door to the car wash. So I was able to get the car over in gear enough and move enough to that it was sputtering till I put it in this parking lot, but I couldn't get all the way in the parking lot to park in the space. So I'm trying to start it, won't nothing happen. I'm saying, oh man. So I'm in the process of I get out the car, go back in the car wash. I'm calling a tow truck. I'm getting ready, and then I go back out to the car, and there's this guy in the building that the parking lot pulled into, happens to be a guy who works on Volkswagens.
Oh, that was convenient.
Yeah. And he said, what's it doing? I said, man, it's almost like it just stalled out on me. So he said, all right, well, just let it sit here for me. And he said, I can help push you over to a spot. I said, all right. But then he gets in the car after it was maybe about 10, 15 minutes had been passed, me going back and forth doing what I was doing. And the car starts right up. So he hits the accelerator. He said, man, you just came from that car wash. I said, yeah. He said, might have got some water in the intake. And I'm like, but I've been had this car for about 4 or 5 years now. And I've been getting it hand washed. So intake, I'm like, but it seemed fine. So I get the car home. Couple days pass, go to work. Couple days pass. My son, I'm teaching him how to drive a manual transmission. So he likes to, he's passed the first portion of his test, but he failed the maneuverability. So he's got to take that again. So and we've been practicing on that. So I said, listen, we don't have any cones. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna park you in front of the house, the curb, and you're gonna bag into the driveway because it's basically the same. You kind of simulate the
Same
same,
idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
the same idea. You got to bag in, then straighten up or whatever. So I'm in the house. He said, Dad, can I do it? I said, yeah, I give him the keys. Go on out there and do what you do. So I'm in the house. Don't know what I was doing, but he seemed like he wasn't even out there 10 minutes and he was right back in the house. And I'm like, man, what's going on? He said, Dad, the car is sputtering. So I'm like, what? So I go outside and the car's like parked in the middle of the driveway. So I get in it. I start right up. So I bagged it up to the garage. I got it. My driveway area is wide enough where I can park it off to one side of the garage. But if two cars are parked in the garage, they can get in and out without.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I left it there. A couple days passed. No. I'm sorry. About an hour passed. I go back out there and I started. It's the same day. Started up. And it's and then when it finally catches, the check engine light comes on. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I shut it off. 2 days passed, can't get a tow truck to a couple of days, one of them type of deals. Oh, we can't get nobody out there till Thursday type of deal. I'm like, yeah, but y'all supposed to be 24 hours. But anywho, the day the tow truck is coming, I go out there because, you got to be with the vehicle, that type of deal. I notice a big wet spot under the ground, right underneath where the radiator and all that stuff is at. I'm like, oh man. I get it towed to a dealer. I'm not going to mention the dealer's name. Volkswagen dealers, right? They call me and tell me that they have to replace the timing chain and the water pump.
And the water pump?
Yeah. Now I just had a water pump put on maybe 2 years ago. Maybe 3.
No, I believe me, once you start replacing things, time just seems to it was 5 years ago that I did that, Yeah, that's about how it feels. I know.
Yeah, but it's 85,000 miles on the car. When I bought the car, it was 41,000.
That's still, hang on a second. Isn't that what's still within the warranty though? Because if I remember, so here
I didn't get the car with a warranty.
Once upon a time, I worked in that world.
You saying manufacturer's warranty?
Yeah, because Audi and I said it correctly. That's how you know I was in that world. And VW have arguably one of the, maybe outside of like Mercedes or BMW, have arguably one of the best
warranties,
standard warranties. That's why don't get, because in theory, the first thing, I had a 2.0 T in the ATS when I had the ATS before it identified as a boat, which was not, that was, truth be told, that was not intentional. And so, but coincidentally, I was having a similar issue to what you're referring to with the metal.
I'm not finished. It's more to it, but go ahead.
Are you sure? Because you mentioned you changed the water pump. And again, I'm interrupting, so I'm jumping ahead here.
Okay.
Did you check the tensioner?
See, that's what I'm. See, listen. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish. All
right, go ahead.
Okay. So this is initially once the guy towed it from my house out to the dealer. I guess they got it all apart, and they said, man, the timing chain, they mentioned the tensioners and stuff and the cams or something or another. They said, man, it's in bad shape. I said, oh man, no. He said, it's good news. You can be fixed. Then he get to telling me the timing chain and such. I said, oh my gosh. I said, man, what are we looking at, man? He was like, of course, $65 million. I don't have that. So I said, well, you all got some type of credit thing or whatever. He said, yeah, sure. So I go through the whole thing. They got these, not VW doesn't have a credit anymore. They used to, but they don't. But they outsource it now, like Synchrony, like some of these companies do, Synchrony Bank or whatever the case may be.
Oh yeah, they're right here downtown.
Yeah. So I get approved. So I call the guy. I said, look, man, go ahead and just go ahead and do it. Whatever got to be done, go ahead and do it. Then he calls me at work today and he says, we got the oil pan off and there were not shards. I mean, not like shavings. He said, but chunks of metal in the oil pan. I said, look, man, put it all back together. Just put it all back together. I'll figure something else out. But my thing is, I want you to ask your guy on a 2015 GTI with 85,000 miles on it. Like, what do you have to do for a timing chain? Because that's one thing I do know. Timing belts are different, obviously, from timing chains. Usually, what you do for a timing chain is you tighten up, like on a bicycle chain. You know how they used to get slack in them? You just pull the wheel back, and then you tighten it. So it's like a tensioner type deal. So I'm like, why am I?
Yeah, but that usually takes two people. I've had to be on the other end holding it tight. I was the holder guy, almost like the light holder guy as well.
But I want to know when do you? Again, I had a timing belt break on me on the freeway.
Well,
I'm like, why am I replacing?
You didn't go very far.
No, of course I didn't. Matter of fact, once it broke, I just.
Nope.
Yeah, it was it. I was able to get off onto the shoulder. That's about as far it coasted to the shoulder.
Oh, here goes another resident.
Oh, shout out. We got my man Gully. We're going to give him this intro. My man Gully, D Gully from the CO Lumbus came to join us. The IT guy, shout him out again. Gully, what it do, baby?
Everything, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. I just touched down. So I don't know where we at. So fill me in.
Right now, we're talking about this ordeal that I got going on at the Volkswagen dealership, whose name, he who shall not be named, and whether or not what they told me today is, I just, something into me just it just don't match up. And I know I got a check engine light on. Remember, that's why I got it towed out to the place.
Yes.
They get it all apart and tell me my timing chain and all this stuff and water pump and some other stuff needs to be replaced. So I'm like, yeah, okay, go ahead. I get approved for a credit. I'm like, all right, well, go ahead and do it. Then I get a call that was a couple of days ago. No, you were here. That was what, yesterday when you were here?
Yes.
Okay, well, today they called me and said they took the oil pan, dropped the oil pan, and they saw not shades or shavings, but metal chunks in the oil pan. So I'm thinking, how was the car, first of all,
drivable?
Huh?
Yeah, drivable.
Like how's the car drivable at all? Because I've been driving the car. You get
okay.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, but I used to have in the rear differential, I had a similar issue with the shards, if you will. So I've been there.
No, he said chunks.
Well, all right.
He said, well, okay,
so kind of tomato.
What was the remedy for you, though, Jay?
Oh, I had to replace it.
Replace what?
The rear differential.
Is that what they're telling you need to do, Barbershop?
No, in his case, he has a 2.0 engine, which has, of course, in his case, that's why I first thought it was maybe the tensioner, and then obviously replacing the belt itself is of course an option. But it takes two people. I've done it, not on that particular vehicle, and I was kind of the I called myself
rolling
the,
in here.
the
We got some
helper.
comments rolling in already. Shout out to Tony Moore. Yeah, Tony Moore, I'm with you, man. Yeah.
If you've suffered, I'm waiting for one of those commercials. If you've suffered some kind of injury from I-80 and anything.
No, 480, 77, and 90. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And
if you've driven on Kisman Road.
Yeah. Hey,
from 1992 to 2003,
forever.
You may be
from 1990 to forever, to 1899 to forever. Why are you playing? Yeah, I went through. We got a city here, East Cleveland, lightweight. Man, they got chuck holes so bad. I went down in the chuck hole and I came out. The city of Atlantis is real. I just want to let y'all know. Aquaman exists in real life. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you. And when I came out on the other side, man, the year was 1927. I just want to let y'all know that right now. Okay, so shout out to Michael J. Fox. Back to the Future. Towards the future.
You should have put the money on the Cubbies, right?
That was called wow.
Yeah,
geez,
no, I wouldn't put them on the Tigers, that's for sure.
Well,
but anywho,
I didn't.
Yeah. So what they? I don't know, man. I don't know. I got to figure out what's going on because
So,
I just
so
don't think.
the question I have for you then is, based off of what you did to do, what you went through to get yourself the funds to repair what was originally reported, is what they're saying now, does what they're saying now exceed the amount
Yes. Yes. Because when he called me today, he said we dropped the oil pan. So I'm like, why wouldn't you already take the oil pan off? And then and I didn't think to ask him that because I got so much other stuff going on, man. That was just one of the things that's added to my plate more. But I'm gonna call him back tomorrow and be like, how often does a water pump have to be replaced? Because I had a water pump replaced. I bought the car in 2019. And I had the water pump replaced in 2020. So how often does a water pump need to be replaced?
Was it replaced by this same dealer?
No.
Did you tell them that you have already had it replaced?
No, that's what I'm telling you. When we got to
but have you looked? Did you physically look at like in the? I mean, you don't have to necessarily be an expert, but you
can't look at the water pump. You have to take the top.
No, not the water pump. I'm talking about like the you would see visible damage on some of this stuff.
Where? How do I look at it? He said he was gonna give me a whole report printout, whatever the case may be. I don't know, man. I'm thinking about
I would do that, and then
what? Second opinion?
Always.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because to me, just don't match up. Because if what you're saying is going, because you're talking about camshafts and stuff, if what you're saying is going on that's bad in the engine, then I'm thinking I wouldn't been able to drive it. There's no way. It's just no way. There's just no way. But anywho, let's start the show. Yeah, we'll figure something out. I appreciate y'all for lending me your ear, because I'm tell you right now, boy, I got a whole lot going on. But anyway, we're gonna start the show. We only got one item on the menu for today, but there's a lot to discuss underneath that title. Obviously, Hoop Central. A lot going on in the NBA. The play-in. Some people love the play-ins. I don't. I didn't like that.
Why?
The other day. What do you mean? Why?
What is it not to like?
Well, I'm getting ready to tell you that before I even get into the subject matter today. First of all, my sons and I watched the game. No, don't fly away. Don't fly away, Eagle. Fly like an eagle, not away today. Come on back in the screen. Yeah. Number one, you heard Reggie Miller. If you watched the broadcast, Reggie Miller was saying it the whole nine. All of a sudden, first of all, when Rudy Gobert, that didn't seem odd to you. That didn't seem odd to y'all. Rudy Gobert punches a teammate with right before the playoffs, play in, whatever the case may be. That didn't seem odd.
What kind of conspiracy theory is this?
Okay, wait a minute. Ho. So you trying to tell me there's never been such a thing as that's got to be a conspiracy? Tim Donaghy was lying? Arnold Big Bank Rothstein was lying?
He punched his teammate.
Why?
To help LeBron James? This is what you're suggesting?
No, I'm telling you.
LeBron sent him a care package.
No,
he said I would sit this one out.
Okay, so what you?
The league didn't suspend him. His team did.
Okay, listen. So wait a minute. What you're telling me? Every sporting event, it's just it's just chance, huh? It's just completely left up to chance.
No. The result.
Barbershop, you jumping out the tree thinking that's what we saying about Rudy Gobert being an uncooperative teammate. The T-Wolves mortgaged their franchise to bring him in, and they struggling to get into the playoffs. And the frustration between him and his teammates was such he gonna throw hands on them. Like what part of this fits with a conspiracy? A conspiracy for me is other things other than a dysfunctional teammate costing his team and that franchise positioning in the future by being called to task.
Okay, then why he didn't do that 20 games ago?
I don't know why he didn't do it 20 games ago.
Okay, it's the timing. Timing is everything.
The timing. Timing is everything.
Is irrelevant.
Totally irrelevant in the case of Rudy Gobert. Because here's the thing, he's a mid-season acquisition.
Thank you, Tony Mo. Thank you. Look at the foul differential, and it tells the story of the fix was in, Tim. Thank you. Tim Donaghy was telling the truth.
And that includes him punching his teammate. What do you mean? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I don't think that this This is a red herring. What you saying?
No.
This is a red herring. No.
I have other evidence. And I'm not calling it a conspiracy. I'm just calling it real. It's very odd. It's very odd that with here's what I'm saying to you. It's not odd to me if you do that with 30 games left to go in the season. Or it's not. And if you do that with 30 or 40 games left, or you at the 40 game mark or the 35 game mark, I'm like, man, no, that's not a good look. And it's still not. But to do that at that time, it's just very odd to me. I'm not calling it a conspiracy. I don't believe in the word, but it's just very odd to me that you would do that.
In the word wholeheartedly.
Okay, because he's a very integral piece. That is not all the evidence I have here. Okay, I'm just saying to me, it just something smells. Okay, well, because listen, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. That's just one thing. Then the other guy, Jaden McDaniels, punches the wall. Okay, thanks a lot, Trent Green. We'll get to your comments here in a second. Thanks a lot, Trent Green. Then lastly, me and Khalil and Nasir sitting up watching the game. Well, me and Khalil for the most part. Minnesota is balling offense. They doing they 1-2, right? They went a 7-minute stretch. All of a sudden, for 7 minutes, they couldn't score. Anthony Edwards, all of a sudden, the guy who's been jumping out the gym ever since he been in Minnesota all season long. When was he drafted? 4 years ago, 3 years ago? Now I don't know, but he been the guy that he been that guy. And all of a sudden, and then how many turnovers did they had? I'm talking about they're not just like this. And when I say turnovers, there's forced and unforced. These was Ginobili type. Like when Ginobili threw the ball in the stands in the 14th row.
You talking about the 2013 Ginobili Brown envelope Ginobili that you said?
Okay. That's listen. Oh, and if you think that in basketball especially that some stuff ain't make you go, here's what it is. It's not a conspiracy. It's just them things that make you go, huh? Look up the Arizona player who got caught point shaving. Man, come on, man. We're not gonna sit here and act like that it's all all squares and roses. And then look at the type of turnovers that Minnesota had. Look at the type of them. And I'm talking about late in the game. Please explain to me again. I'm gonna give y'all a chance here. Explain to me how a team that was cruising, and I get it, teams make runs. I get that. But they was up 15 at one point, and then all of a sudden, for 7 minutes, I'm talking about with Mike Conley. Now I can understand Anthony Towns. He had 5 fouls. Okay, when you have 5 fouls, you're gonna play a little bit, not like you would if you had 2 fouls. I get that. But Anthony Edwards, come down.
He's played. Truthfully, I looked at his stats before in the series versus the Lakers throughout the year, and he was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, horrible.
Okay.
I
Tony Mo, fouls are not red herrings. Hold that thought, Double J. Just like Draymond gets suspended. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's the league.
Anthony Edwards is signed to clutch. Oh, is he? Oh, shut up. Oh, imagine that. Okay, I'm just saying, but go ahead, finish your thought, Double J. Because
again, the suspension, I think is neither here nor there.
Of course not. It's been 20 years ago now. I got it.
Yeah. I said it yesterday that it looked like Minnesota was trying to lose the game. But right behind me here is yet another game that there was a pretty substantial lead. I want to say it was almost 18 points when the show started. It looks like it's about a 1-possession game right now. So unfortunately, I've seen this too many times throughout this year. I had to, I guess, get used to the fact that 20-point leads were no longer safe in this league.
And why is that?
Exactly. And you know what? But when I caught on to it because of the books. The books would be a 22, 24-point lead, and they would have a point spread of 10 to 12. And I'm like, who would take that when somebody's down 23 points? There's no way I would want to take that.
Yeah.
So you would think, again, unless there were 4 minutes left in a game or something like that. And in college, you may see that where it will match said total or difference, but in the NBA, it does not. So as far as what you witnessed in terms of what appeared to be a complete giveaway is actually very common.
Yeah. Giveaways. We lost my man Gully. Hopefully we get him back. Yeah, giveaways are common. I was just getting ready to go to him and ask him because remember now him and TJ was going back and forth about the reason we were talking about the reason why teams shoot a lot of threes is because of what everybody's trying to get to a number.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's trying to get to a number. So in order to get to that number, what do? You got to hoist them. Listen, and again, that Toronto Bulls. Is it tied? Imagine
so
that.
All that jumping around was actually because the Bulls overcame an 18-point deficit, took the lead, and then Toronto with Van Vliet tied it.
Yeah, we got my man Gully back.
Take the lead again.
I'm with you, Tony Mo. Listen, me and Tony Mo on the same page. Hey, what you say, Tony Mo? We was born at night, not last night. You see what I'm saying? Anywho, what was I gonna say here? Oh, and one more thing here. What I find, Gully, you playing Michael Jackson in the background? Is that Michael Jackson? Saying Billie Jean? Oh, okay. Yeah, he done muted his mic. I got him. I caught him. I got him out there. Okay, listen. So what you saying about Anthony Edwards? What stood out to me? All right. Okay, I'll give you that. He didn't have games like that offensively. But tell me a time where you ever saw Anthony Edwards and his effort was like lightweight, lackadaisical.
Well, now wait a minute. See, I was pointing this out.
No,
I literally pointed this out yesterday in the chat as it was unfolding live, and then I said he redeemed or he went and took.
This is coffee, by the way. Coffee.
He went and sped down the floor and dunked it, and I'm like, okay. And then he took an awful 3 moments later. So I was all over him. But this is how he's played against them. That's the challenging part.
Okay, so let me ask you this question.
He has a history now that would errs on the side of, again, when historical data is suggesting this guy just doesn't do good against them.
Okay, so let me ask you these 2 questions. And Gully, I want you to weigh into, obviously. There was 2 things, and Reggie Miller mentioned both. One, I'm talking about not just from Anthony Edwards, all the players. If you watch that game, because I didn't watch the overtime session. We watched it from Mike Conley. That was the end of it for me. How many? We talking about the last 7 minutes of the 4th quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it was started in the 3rd quarter offensively. Towards maybe like it was like 2 minutes, 32 seconds, something left. All of a sudden, Minnesota couldn't score. All the way through the 4th quarter, for real. They may have scored a basket or 2 or something or another. But how many of them collectively, from an offensive standpoint, took bad threes?
Nearly all of them.
Everybody.
They kept going for a kill shot.
Okay, exactly. And then 2, did you, or if you listen to the broadcast, did you or did you not hear Reggie Miller say the player movement and the body movement all of a sudden disappears? Explain that to me.
Well, this is what happens when you're not a winner.
Oh, man, please. You don't go, listen, hey, you don't go from in-game you don't go from the 1st quarter, 2nd quarter, come out after halftime for the first portion of the 3rd quarter, moving players, moving the ball, and then all of a sudden, just it ain't like you tailed off. They fell off. I'm not buying that, man.
We just
you might be selling it, but I ain't buying it. Gully, what you got to say? What you got to
Gully,
say?
Please, if you watched it, try to enlighten us.
He got his mic muted. Yeah, unmute your mic, Mr. Question Mark Man.
Listen, you could
right.
No, you could tell this. It seemed to me like I don't see where what we're talking about is. I think a systematic challenge that with the type of game that we see in the NBA, we don't have a sense of team. So you got other players on the court, but it seemed like you don't have a sense of team whereby a team will understand, okay, we have a flow to this game. And so let's maintain our identity. Let's maintain our flow. Let's maintain what we do so that way we as a team doing what we do best can get us in and out of a rut.
But wait, hold that thought. Well, then in that case, don't you see a drop off earlier, well before then, the 4th quarter?
No, not necessarily, because everybody got a plan until they get hit.
But
so when the team goes on a run, so when the team goes on a run,
What was the
Go ahead.
Lakers really doing? What were the Lakers really doing? The Lakers really didn't do nothing. Listen, the Lakers out hustled them maybe a few times. Anthony Davis on a rebound or 2 or 3 of there. But what were the Lakers really doing? The Lakers wasn't doing what the Warriors did a few times or 2 or 3 times to teams. Steph come down and hit 27 threes in a row. Clay on 2 dribbles go for 59 points. The Lakers wasn't doing nothing fantastic offensively.
No. Remember, it's all about our problem with the 3 ball. Dude, you miss a 3-point shot and the team on a fast break you down by 3 or you down by 6. And instead of working your way back into the game, you shoot a 3 and then off of a break, now you down by 8. You come back and you do another silly 3 that was ill-advised because none of your teammates is ready or prepared to even set up for it, to even maybe give you a screen for it. Now they upset at you for shooting that 3 to jack it up because you're trying to rush back into the game. And now they got to run back and hustle back on defense again because now they're unprepared to defend the break. And now they got to run back again because you shot a 3. Now you're down by 11. Then you go and then somebody else chooses to do the same nonsense again, and everybody got to go run and get to their assignments because somebody shot an ill-advised 3, and now everybody got to go play and is accountable for their own assignment because you just shot an ill-advised 3. Now you're down by 13. You're down by 13 points because of the 4 threes that shouldn't have never been shot because nobody has a sense of team basketball and trusting their teammates to be able to work out a run.
But here's the problem I have, even with that explanation.
Yeah, because you're shaking your head, Double J. Yeah, what's the problem?
Look, 28, 32, 26, 12.
12 what?
The 4th quarter. It was the 4th quarter. It was not the 3rd. It was the 4th.
Listen, stop it.
All right, so even if it was the 4th quarter, look at the so go ahead and look at the shot chart. Look at the shot chart.
I'm going off the eye test. With at the 5-minute mark, you can start to see it. At the 3-minute mark of the 3rd quarter and well onto the 4th quarter, Minnesota all of a sudden stopped player movement, ball movement.
Hang on. I'm going to pull this up.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Pull it up. Because what you're not going to see from this shot chart is the non-player movement and the non-ball movement. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? We already know it was ill-advised 3s because guess what? What you can't see in that shot chart is all of the turnovers. When did the plethora of turnovers start? Can you find what quarter that started in? Hey, listen, y'all know me, man. I'm not the numbers guy that Gully, Double J, TJ, the IRS, what's her name? Susie Orman. I'm not that numbers guy, okay, or the numbers lady, okay. Or the stock market exchange. These guys are good.
You bring up Suze Orman,
yeah,
Margaret.
Okay, or Mr. Ramsey. Take your pick. Okay, Dave Ramsey. I think that's his name. But I'm not an economist like the other 25 people I know that be on the program. But I know I know what I see. And what I started seeing in the 3rd quarter, do you want me to bring my son in here? Now, we on live right here. I'll bring him in here. Oh, excuse me. I'll bring him in here. I'll bring him in here. And this ain't no, we didn't have time to rehearse this, like some people do. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you. My body and me. Yeah, my buddy and me like to climb up a tree. Yeah, we get it. Anywho, I'm gonna bring my son in here. You understand what I'm saying? Tell you, and he's gonna tell y'all what I said in the 3rd quarter. At the end of the 3rd quarter, hold on 1 second here. Let me get
I'll pull it up here. I have the shot chart in front of me.
Okay, you're pulling up the shot chart, but I'm talking. What do you have the eye chart?
Well, but again, what are you suggesting then? If they packed it in, they would have had to have done so in the 4th.
Can you tell me if you got it? Then what's the shot chart in the 4th quarter?
Let's take a look. Well, I was going to show our host the difference between, and again, I haven't looked at it myself quite yet. I just only pulled it up. So, oops. Whoa. There we go. And is it in there?
Yeah, it is. I got to do it from my side.
No, I got it. Hang on.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So
come on.
First quarter.
Hold on. Come in. Come on here. Close the door. Oh, you ain't got to all the way. Come here. Okay. No. Go. Take us back to main screen. Take us back to main screen right quick. Okay. Come on in the camera, man. Don't be scared. You ain't got to be scared. What? Yeah, come on in the camera. This is my son. You got to stoop down. All right, you speak to the microphone. When we was watching the Lakers.
What's up, Double J?
Okay, that's Double J. That's D Gully. Yeah. You got to come over this way some more.
Talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. There you go. Right. Tell them what I said. Tell them what I said when we was watching the Lakers game yesterday in the Timberwolves.
You said a lot of things, man.
Okay, just tell them some of the things.
The game was terrible, number one. You said, yeah, Timberwolves gave it away. You said Ant was choking. You said, what else you said after that? Something else. Something about, the Lakers and the Grizzlies. That's going to be interesting. But Rudy Gobert, too. You said him punching dude, it cost him the game. I remember you saying that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did I say
what about conspiracy theories? Anything about it?
Do I do conspiracy theories?
No.
Come on, man.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Yeah,
hold on. Slide out the way. You want you see that? Do you see that right there? Do you see that book? Don't make me go to the manuals. Don't make me go to the manuals. Don't make me do it.
Again, what part of this would have been different?
The turnovers, number one. The Ginobiles. That's what we're gonna call them for this program. The Ginobiles.
It was well over 20.
Okay. And there was well over 20. And when did they take place? You can pull your little chart back up. Go ahead. Come on. We got the Dre race board. Pull it back up. Come on.
Well, I don't. It's not going to tell me. I would have to go and look and count them.
Okay. Paige and Mrs. Alva. This is what I'm talking about here. This is the Lucia we're talking.
But so you're saying that the turnovers all occurred in the fourth quarter?
No, I'm saying the combination of the turnovers and the time in which the turnovers occurred and the untimely, ill-advised shots, 3-pointers or otherwise, they looked. It just I've seen bad basketball before, okay? And I've seen teams get hot. And I know it's not the same. It's not NBA. I'm gonna use college for instance. I watched Indiana beat Kent State with Trevor Hoffman and Antonio Gates. I believe it was that year in the tournament. Indiana went nuts from the 3-point line. Okay, there's nothing other than that. I believe Kent State would have won. I think they would have been in the national championship. Was that? Who did Bryce Drew play for? Valpo?
Mm-hmm.
It was either Valpo or Kent State, one of the two. Anyway, Indiana went off. Okay, they shot in the northern round of threes. I could see if the Lakers had done that. But the Lakers didn't do nothing special offensively, man. They just kept lightweight coming, so to speak. But for Minnesota to go from congruent to incongruent like that, I'd never seen nothing like that before in all my years of watching basketball. And I mentioned the Indiana Kent State things because I could see that happening to Minnesota coming disheveled or unraveled. If the Lakers had put that kind of offensive, like where they went, man, who was the girl? Was it in the tournament? The LSU girl, the girl with the blonde wig or afro. When she in that second quarter, she hit she was 12 for 12.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's when that kind of stuff happens, you just got to tip. You just know it's going to be a long night for you. You get what I'm trying to say? The Lakers did not have that kind of run where they hit 10 3-pointers in a row and made 7 layups or something. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. The game was nip and tuck throughout the whole thing. I didn't see the Lakers do nothing for the Timberwolves to come unraveled like they did. I could just see if it was a gigantic spurt. It wasn't nothing like that, bro. Nothing. And I just gave you 2 examples. Had the Lakers done something like that, okay, we wouldn't even be saying, I wouldn't even brought it up. But I didn't see that. Am I lying, Gully? Tell me if I'm lying now. If I'm lying, say, Jay, you lying. That don't mean you'll get an invite again ever, but I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. Be careful now. Keep your words carefully. Okay?
Nah, I think it's before I think I'm gonna need to see you. I don't know that the Minnesota Timberwolves, being a team that's been historically, since Kevin Garnett has left, been historically inept in the postseason, or like let's say uncharacteristic. I don't know if this is where I would make my case about a total overall conspiracy. I think the problem is
I said
we
things
look
that make
at
you go hum.
I think the
Why
problem is like we insist that they're doing favors for the Lakers, but we got to remember one thing too. In 2011, the Memphis Grizzlies intentionally seemed as if in the last week of the season they took a back seat and they let off the gas in such a way that they played themselves into a position where they fell to the number 8 seed. And what they did at the number 8 seed was beat the Spurs in 6 games because that was a matchup that they liked. And I think that matchup got them to a conference semifinals. So when it comes to the Lakers, maybe the Lakers recognize what they can do at number 7 and realize that, hey, at number 7, we have an opportunity.
But here's the deal, though. Real spit. If I'm the Lakers, I would rather play Denver than Memphis.
Yeah,
Denver,
but
remember we talked about that on the show. I said, how can a team, and this is what TJ didn't remember. I don't see why. He's the young, the kindergarten on the show. I'm just saying. Kind of bad when your mind's slipping, in 2nd grade. But I said, how can a guy like Joker be up for his 3rd MVP award and his team keep getting sent home earlier than they're supposed to with all of that hardware? And then second, we mentioned the points per game that Denver averaged throughout the season. They were 1st in the league and darn near at the bottom in points allowed. Remember, I said that was suspect in at the time. But if you're the Lakers, why you ain't trying to go see them? Help me to understand. Double J, don't be over there sipping, puffing, whatever it is you're doing. Yeah, come on. Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, point to the TV screen. There you go. I see Tim Donaghy in the background. Anywho, yeah, we're going to see how this play out for the rest of the way through. Yeah, got you. Yeah. Don't.
All I'm saying is the case can be made with the game above. Are we going to say Toronto completely blew it as well? Or packed it in, or however they blew a similar lead, I would say in a shorter amount of time, unlike Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I would say the same for all of them. All the participants in the play-in, man. You mean the play-in is putrid, is what it is. The Hawks front office gets the green light to make moves. Is Trey gone?
No.
Hello, Paige.
No. Trey's not gone.
Why not?
Because he actually is the if they're still looking at being able to bring an attractive team, being able to bring an attraction to the team, Trey is that player, right? Because if you trade away Trey, you really got to go to work. You really got to go to work building the team, and that's not a good driver of revenue. Actually going after building a team. Any team that's been built for the purpose of building a complete team, they know it's a very tough process.
What was DeJounte Murray? Was he not like over the preseason, or not preseason, just off season? Wasn't that move heralded?
Oh, well, because its intent was that would complement. If you're talking about building a team, do you feel like DeJounte Murray has and I hate to do this term, but I have to in this case. Is he a star power driver?
I knew that's what
like Trey Murray. He's not.
No.
He's not. I hate Billboard marquee type player. He hasn't thus far played, or he hasn't thus far been showcased that ability, that capability.
Hey, let me mention one thing right quick. Let me go back to the previous topic. Just wanted to say this last thing on it. We talk about it's hard to fathom. I guess the Timberwolves did the Lakers a favor, as if though they don't do favors in the NBA. Because who was Stern doing a favor for when he sent Chris Paul to somewhere out yonder when Chris Paul should have been going to the Lakers? Who's David Stern doing a favor for then?
Well, the team that the league owned.
Oh, okay. Imagine that. All right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, like they don't do suspectness in the NBA is what I'm saying. Anywho, yeah, back to the Trey Young deal. Trey, I'm saying now, where there's smoke, there's
But
fire.
they won.
Who won?
Atlanta won.
Atlanta won what? The game?
They won. They beat Miami. So why is there the wrong? I think you're asking the questions about the wrong team.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is Trey's name is, listen, the Atlanta Hawks front office, I forget the general manager over there, was given the green light to make whatever move he wanted to make, and Trey's name then popped up. Why is Trey's name popping up if he is the guy that you build around? Because I'm going to say like this to you. Trey is over there. He rubbing, to folks I done talked to, man, he's rubbing people the wrong way. It's like and I hate to use it like Gully say he hate to use, I'm going to use one too. It's like the pretty girl, man. She pretty, get out, man. I don't care what that is looking like. You better check the attitude, okay? Because if you check that for the attitude first, she like, wait, ugly. All right. Am I saying it right or am I saying it wrong? I'll let your boy sing a song. Okay. I'm just saying. Yeah, he might be the billboard guy, but
then why didn't they move him during this season when there was all the turmoil with the head coach? Instead, because
you ain't gonna fire the player. You're not gonna get rid of the player first. You're gonna always get rid of the coach first. Now, come on, now you know that.
Why would you do that?
Because for the same reason some team drafted Michael Olowokandi ahead of Michael Jordan. Just saying, teams do boneheaded stuff.
Yeah, but you can't make that move and then it doesn't make any sense. You can't fire the coach in support of the player and then say, oh, well, now the players ticked us off despite us winning. And truthfully, this is why the Mavericks did. We get into the Mavericks, save it, hold on to that. He's starting to rub people the wrong way. I'm just saying he's starting to. But again, this is what I love about the league.
You got to elaborate on that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Double J.
No, this is what I love about the league because these teams, you can absolutely sabotage yourself very quickly and go right back to irrelevancy in clearly the snap of a finger. Because you move Trey Young, they go back to empty venue, as Gully pointed out. You're not going to get the haul in return because of exactly what you're saying, not necessarily from a personality vantage point, but from a performance standpoint. He doesn't seem like the player that can have the complementary pieces. They've tried. They brought in, everything from John Collins to now Sadiq Bey to DeJounte Murray. The front office has done their part. And now even taking it a step further with removing the coach. So if they're going to move on from him, they're going to completely blow it up. And that's what I mean with Miami being in a similar set of circumstances.
Okay, well then send us John Collins. Send John Collins to the Cavs. Because we can ready to go through the playoff round. We can ready to go through, and I'm gonna tell you right now what I think about the Knicks Cavs when we get to that. But anywho, yeah, send us John Collins. Blow it up. Because I just got to feel it, man. Trey, he's not gonna be there. He's not gonna last long there. He too diva-ish. He's too diva-ish. Too diva-ish. Zion's not even close to a Pelicans return. Brother Rich was dead on when he said this, 25 years ago?
Well, he's flirting with the least amount of games played in throughout those years, and it's not a list you want to be on.
So if we redid that draft, never mind. I'm not going to even go down that road. All I'm saying to you is Zion is a talent, and I've seen enough.
But what did I say? What was the problem, right? Because again, we have those that are.
I don't know. What did you say?
That there was the potential for Derrick Rose-like issues because of the power, but the power also came from his conditioning is a problem.
That may be true. But from a percentage standpoint, I think that's maybe only 30%, bro. Because he was cleared to play. He said
But
it the other
he
day.
himself said, I'll come back when I feel like Zion. The problem is
But he's not going to feel like
I don't
Zion
like
until he's in New
speculating on
York.
what the guy weighs, truthfully. It's just when he first came in the league, he was about 270, is my guess. I just want to say he's north of that right now, based on what I could see in that
he's
interview.
Feel a whole lot better when he get to New York. Wow.
He signed the extension.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that. So
yeah,
wow.
He's there for another 2 more years.
Hey, and that to me, that tell me something.
What
that he signed an extension,
or
he signs an extension with a team that is kind of struggling to win with him, and that seems to be at a point, let's say not disappointed, but longing for more success with him, right? So he signed an extension with a team like the Pelicans, and I recognize who they GM is and who he was for the Cavs and all that, but you signed an extension where you probably got the best opportunity to showcase or to make a lot of money, even though that team that you signing with is still kind of frustrated with they want to be they're being nice about it. I think at this time they're still being encouraging because they know he's went through some some injuries and setbacks, but they want and he a talent, but it's like he don't really have like why would you sign with a team that's where if he was healthier he wouldn't have signed an extension.
You know the answer. Let's be honest here. If he gets moved, it's not him winning. This is where he's got to play at that point. If he gets moved, this ain't I go to New York.
Yeah, like Kristaps it's like Porzingis, right? It's like when Porzingis got moved.
This is you're getting moved because you're one more move from being out of the league and being Blake Griffin at that minimum.
That's what the talk is. Yeah, the talk is folks around the league is like
you're talking about people getting frustrated with Trae Young. At least he's out there.
Yeah.
This guy, on the other hand, this is where I think
they already went through this with Anthony Davis.
Hey, Gully, he's taking advantage of the fact that the GM is taking hey, I learned my lesson with LeBron. I'm going to handle this differently this time around. And unfortunately, he's got somebody that, unlike LeBron, who wanted X, Y, and Z, this guy, on the other hand, just doesn't really want to play. And he's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, he don't want to play in New Orleans. But I told you, Brother Rich said that from day one. He said Zion gonna be out there in a couple of years.
So then why sign the extension at all? To me, that doesn't indicate you don't want to play there. Because you could have went and got paid anywhere. You could have requested a trade, and it wouldn't have devalued him whatsoever.
Okay, but then why is he sitting then? If he can play and he's capable of playing, why sit?
Because
Ben Simmons made a career out of it.
Yeah. He's not in shape. He's not anywhere near. He would go out there and be huffing and puffing.
Well, we've seen enough of him that the Pelicans are better off with him.
Sure. They were the number 1 seed in the West at one point.
I know it. They were number 1 seed after 2 days.
I don't know what this dude's
he's been out since then.
I really don't.
Yeah, okay. Will we ever see Lonzo Ball again? Ever? Hello, Paige Lonzo.
He's missing all next year, too. Here, speaking of players,
he done. He ain't playing. He done.
He's having another knee surgery.
Hey, if I'm Bronny James, real spit, I'm not even going to college. I'm going overseas to play.
Well, there's rumors he's going to USC.
Oh yeah, okay, got you. The LA Sparks say absolutely not to Nick Young, suggesting he be the team's 10th pick. We all know the WNBA draft. Shout out to WNBA draft.
Oh, I wonder why. What's the problem with that?
He said suggested he be the team's 10th pick. Joanna Man in real life?
Oh, because Nick Young suggests that he would. So now if he became Nicky Young, what would they say?
Oh.
No, I mean, for real, it sounds like a very cruel and facetious argument, but really, man, because this to me is a very dangerous thing because it does have a very it's a very easy to trigger
very real life.
someone.
Okay.
Okay, so wait. So you said
enough for that.
okay, I know. I see. I can tell you got your hat kind of tilt back right there. I see. You know what I'm saying? Tilt the can opener on the hat. But listen. I'm just saying. So what you mean? They can tell him no?
Why not? Yeah, I think that's the problem. Is that there hasn't been enough people saying no anymore.
Tell them how you really feel, Double Jason.
I mean, man, oh man. Like, okay, draw a line in the sand. Do something. Okay. The problem is nobody's doing anything. They're just allowing it.
No. His argument was his argument was
somebody allowed
no. His argument was let Nick Young play. You get what I'm saying? Like he's saying let Nick Young play. Well, I said to you, if Nikki Young, if Nicole Young wanted to play in the league, why wouldn't they? Or how couldn't they?
How could they? I'm just saying. Hey, listen. Hey,
I got an answer. Say no. Okay. Say no.
Sorry, y'all.
I mean, Barbara Bush with it's okay to say no. Just say no. Where's those campaigns today?
All right, I'm with you. Hey, I'm with you. I'm just saying. I just thought it was interesting. I'm like, wow.
Come on, man.
But I knew Gully was gonna have. I knew Gully was gonna take it like he was gonna turn it like he did and go straight. Hey, that was the Daytona 500 right there, baby. I'm just saying. Yeah. Did this year's women's tournament, the NCAA women's tournament, that is, make the WNBA a legit and must-watch product?
I don't know if it instantly makes it a legit must-watch product, but hopefully it can help to give more respect to professional women's basketball.
Women's professional.
Yeah. Or for, dare I say, a professional women's sport, period. Because, I mean, these players that are in the WNBA are only the best players in women's basketball.
True
because
that.
Where do they have in the NBA? We just got through talking about Zion. In the NBA, you've got athletes and marketable stars that you can build a brand or whatever it is, right? Because if sports is really just entertainment and we have team sports, really you can kind of hide, you can embellish a team by having a marketable star to bring revenue. In women's sports, particularly in basketball, you rarely have that unless it's Brittany Griner or Rebecca Lobo or Lisa Leslie or Becky Hammon or Sue Bird. You get what I'm saying? You don't have that a lot. So you're getting the best talent of that sport playing in the professional level. It should get more respect. They're only doing the best at what we love about women's basketball. And so I'm sort of saddened that we don't get, in the age of equality and nuances and taking a stand, we get the Bud Light campaign, but we don't get Budweiser we don't get Budweiser making what I'm saying is we'll get that campaign and that stand, but we don't get Budweiser making that same strong stance for WNBA or for women's soccer. You follow what I'm saying?
They don't sponsor those. What do they need to put it on a can? What do they need to do?
Whatever it is.
That's a great point.
Because now they might be able. I don't know if the WNBA would want that at this point. Their valuation has gone down $5 billion in just a few short days. So,
and you know what? Speaking of that whole Bud Light thing, whatever the case, not necessarily to give a free plug, but I found it interesting that some country music stars who own establishments, where they, do that.
They can't sell it.
They can't sell it. Yeah, they're taking it off. Their customers are like,
how about that? Well, if you don't like something, don't patronize it.
Listen.
With that.
Listen. That's how you get it. The bottom line. Hit the bottom line. Folks fail to realize the bus boycott, Rosa Parks, and the bus boycott was one of the most influential. It wasn't just about civil rights. It was a classic example of how you hit the establishment. Okay, you're not spending our money here. can't say you can't march on Washington and then go down the street and buy that people against the folks and then go buy their product. Don't that's backwards. Okay, if I'm taking the stand, I'm not spending no money with you, Sam. Okay.
So needless to say, the viewership was up 42% year over year for the draft. It was the most viewed draft since 2004. There was over almost just shy of 575,000 viewers.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
that's good. I'm
here's
glad for
the
that.
beauty of that, because Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were not in that draft.
Wow. Wow. That's
but it was
amazing.
a ripple effect, though. That's really what I'm saying. It was a ripple effect.
So what this should
could it be possible? I'm sorry. Could it be possible that people were so enthralled by what they seen from that tournament and so unaware that they thought that these two were going to be in the draft? So they tuned in.
Well, yeah.
But at
the same time, remember, it was only a 42% increase year over year. So you had some of that crowd may have assumed, hey, they're naturally declaring for the draft, not knowing the dynamics of the pay structure, and so. But I would only say that was some. The difference is what I believe actually happened is because of the spotlight that may have been highlighted by those two, it also shed light on all of the others that were participating that played at a high level, like the Aaliyah Bostons, and as I mentioned, the Diamond Millers, and countless others. Even the young lady who went 3 from Villanova. There were, again, I think there was a ripple effect of that. So does this?
Oh, and y'all know who Tony Moe is, by the way, don't you?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to my man Tony Moe.
We figured.
Yeah. Clutch told AE take the night off. See, my man, I'm not going to say my man Tony Moe. He be on it. Okay, Tony Moe, he out there. Okay, he sits amongst the stars, and I'm not talking about under the stars. Okay, whether it's the palm trees or not. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah. Gully, I got to tell you, you didn't know that Double J and Brother Rich they bought a new set of courtside seats for Pistons and Lakers games this year. Did you see their names are on the seats, actually? Did you see that?
That would be nice.
Crockett and Tubbs.
Crockett and Tubbs. There you go. Shout out. Hey, listen. You 10 speed and brown shoe. Hey, but at the same time, Gully, they got we got here. I was mentioning this earlier, how we got here at the Q or whatever we call it now, the Rocket Mortgage Astronaut Fieldhouse or something to that effect. I don't know. Hidden Figures. I don't know what you call it. But anyway.
Hidden Figures Fieldhouse.
Hidden Figures Fieldhouse. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let me get one for that too. Yeah. And see, I just lost my thoughts. See, this is what senility do to you. Okay. Anyway. Next time, get off the bus. Yeah, what's going on there? Huh? Oh, you know what? Set it on the table for me. I appreciate you. Yeah, they here in Cleveland, or the Rocket Mortgage Hidden Figures Fieldhouse, we got the Loudville, where they sit at. They got the big banner that says, the gated community section. You know what I'm trying to say? Him and Double J, they sitting up there, sipping palm tree latte or something to that effect. Anyway, let's get to this comment.
Oh, they bring martinis with 3 olives.
Oh, absolutely. And their pinkies out. Pardon me. Do you pass me the Grey Poupon? Shout out to Miss Alba. Weighing in, she said, well, if
it was also in the Loudville.
Loudville, but not Gated Community Center. Okay, stop it.
Yes, yes, Ms. Alva, you definitely reaffirmed something that I think Angel Reese had mentioned recently about the idea that the NILs give her more money than she does making a pro, so she'll probably to stay in college. Because here's the thing too, what we got to think about too. I think it's really stating the obvious. LSU is they better marketed.
Yeah, at least we'll get to see more sophomores, juniors, and seniors, maybe. So
Yeah,
that's not a bad byproduct
So let
of the
me
NIL.
point this out as well.
Let him finish his thought about what Mrs. Alba was saying. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You go back and get all the couch details. That's where you'll be at tonight, buddy. You know what I'm saying? You're running off the lips there, pal.
So if you think about it like this, like, right, UConn women's basketball, LSU women's basketball,
South Carolina.
Alabama women's basketball, South Carolina women's basketball. Heck, even at this, even rest of so Pat Summit and Tennessee Volunteers basketball. Those brands of basketball are probably more popular and recognized than maybe your last 6 or 7 WNBA champions in terms of that league and those teams. That is that's what we have to. That's hopefully what we have to change, and it would be helpful to get a bigger influx and get more attention to women's basketball, so that way women can also have, if we talk about equality, right? Women can also have the same type of dreams of being a professional athlete and it being able to provide for them a legacy, a lifetime, the same way any boy or any man can have as a little kid. You know, you think about if there was women's professional baseball, right? Think about it. In baseball, you only got to do something good 3 out of 10 times you could be a Hall of Famer. Imagine if women's sports could also have that opportunity, since we had that opportunity so readily available for men.
Okay, all right. You're making a case there, young fella. Pretty interesting. Yeah, Double J, you don't have nothing to say to that.
No,
exactly.
Look,
anytime.
The fact of the matter is that the system crashed. The servers crashed because of the demand for Iowa women's basketball tickets.
Okay.
My point with that is that's a small market, according to Tony Mo and yourself, and I just cannot for the life of me
look it up on the map. It's a small market.
If it's that small, that goes to show if you're truly a star, right? If you are who you say you are, superstar, then have no fear, because the crowd will be there.
Okay, but then
don't you ever do that again, Double J. Don't you ever do that again. Don't you ever do that again. Ever, Double J.
That was. You see how he do? You see, this is what he do. This is why he stay on couch detail. He don't even realize it. Self-inflicted wounds. I mean, the guy's a glutton for punishment.
He made it sound like he said it. And you know what? I'm like, no, you tried to own that. You didn't even give Lupe his proper credit. You know, don't you ever do that again. I'm just messing with you, bro.
Yeah, don't do that no Gans. Don't do that no more Ted Gans. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so what we got next here? Oh,
Angel Reese, Angel Reese, 1.3 million in NIL.
What? Wait, is that a contract? Or is that revenue she's earned to date, or is that like a contract that she has is going? What is that number?
That is all of her deals right now. What they
Mrs. Alba's weighing in again. She says, O.wow. Double J. ... Oh yeah, it's couch detail for you tonight, buddy. And guess what? You'll be sleeping with my buddy. Yeah, your little stuffed animal, pal. Yeah, you and your baby bunny rabbit. That's what it'll be. I'm just trying to tell you. This is what you do. You do it to yourself, man. So I don't feel for you. I really don't. Steve Ashburner. We're all familiar with Steve Ashburner, right?
If not, let us know.
Okay. Wow, really? You want couch detail too? I see. You know, Paige and Mrs. Gully. Yeah, I know Sharice personally. I do. He listed his NBA all defensive teams. I just want to see where you guys are at on this. His first team defense. By the way, he thinks that the Bucks Lopez will be defensive player of the year. Yeah, that's what I said too. But his first team all defensive team, if I'm saying that, say that fast 2 times. Brooke Lopez, Jaren Jackson, Evan Mobley, Alex Caruso, and True Holiday. Anybody on that list or the names of the first team that he has listed that I've just mentioned? You got any issues with that?
Really?
I mean, he's making an anti-argument. I mean, it's so obscure. Like I gotta hear his logic for that.
I couldn't even tell you his logic. But then I'll mention the guys he has listed for his second team. Then this is why I put this on here today, because this kind of like, oh wow, okay, really? On his second team, he has Draymond Green, Giannis, Jaden McDaniels for the T-Wolves, Derek White for the Celtics, and Dylan Brooks for the Grizzlies. Giannis. Oh boy, let me
Giannis. How do you spell that? When you said that in your mind, how did you spell that when it came out your head? G-O or J-O-N-N-I-S?
I don't know.
John is.
Yeah, yes. Oh wow. John Dis. I don't know. Yeah. Don't ask me that. I couldn't even tell you.
It sounded to me like he's making an exposure's attempt at
defense
reinventing. Yeah. To give the guys that actually do this thing credit that they couldn't get otherwise. Because when you say Giannis, you know how well we could talk about how well-rounded of a player he is. So to give him first team, but that's my point. To give him first team all defense, he's already well-rounded. No, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is to give Giannis first team all defense, consider how well-rounded he is and how notable he is, would shade the guy that would otherwise. It seems like his first team defense would be the correct second team all NBA.
Exactly.
But in doing so, you won't really give these second team all defensive players the recognition they deserve for being all defensive. So it's kind of like Draymond Green got that because historically that's what Draymond Green does. This guy's gonna be like a triple single for his career, but we know what his contribution is.
So he kind of grandfathered into the defense.
Yeah, exactly. So to give him first team doesn't really do him any favors because there's other guys probably in essence doing better because they were approaching their primes at playing defense from the way that Draymond, you know what I'm saying? Like the baton has been passed. There are guys doing better at what Draymond Green has done than Draymond at this time. And it's not a slight to Draymond, but you're talking about aging out in your career. So to give these guys first team all defense that we already know play defense well doesn't help us understand how effective Alex Caruso is, for example, at defense. How effective, even at this age, Brook Lopez has been playing defense because his defensive presence allows Giannis to flourish, especially since they're both big men.
Okay, I'm with you on that. So in other words, he just giving other guys a first chance.
Yes,
to get some shine.
Yeah, but then why not? A Nick Claxton or a Maurice, Thibault. People that I guess wouldn't naturally maybe come to. Maybe lack the star power offensively. And certainly OG Anunoby. I would say, Butler obviously wouldn't really fit that bill, but I just even like there was low hanging fruit in somebody like Marcus Smart. I mean, I don't get it. If you wanted to, I think he wanted to, like you guys said, maybe shed light on some folks, but then he went for the obvious with a Giannis pick. I mean, Caruso, sure. I don't think that would have surprised really anybody. But from a positional standpoint, there was no order there either. I don't know. I'm kind of perplexed with it because there were other names that he could have went positionally that would have been equally as effective and maybe more effective because they would have been better picks. Jaren Jackson, sure, no problem. But you can't do Jaren Jackson and then say Brook Lopez. That's not.
Hey, you know what? I think? I think what he did is actually pretty clever. And I think what he did, dare I say, to borrow from a pathetic example, it seems like perhaps if you get an award, let's say 5 times in your career, after a certain point, maybe they should reclassify it. So that way guys who so for example, what I mean by this is, right, in boxing, you know how the way they introduce paper titles. So what they'll do is maybe to make room for another player, for another boxer to kind of get a paper championship, they'll reclassify a fighter. I think like Manny Pacquiao, for example, got reclassified as a champion just because they wanted to get that belt. They wanted to get activity for one of the belts he had. So he became like a super world champion.
Mm-hmm.
What if after like several years, like, okay, once you've established, okay, listen, as long as Draymond Green continues to be Draymond Green to a certain level, like after you get this award, once you become a 5-time player, defense, all team defense, maybe there's another classification for like, you know what I mean, like I don't know, like veteran, or you give it another distinction. So that way you can get a guy, first team all NBA defense that wouldn't get that shine before, and still give Draymond. I guess, well, maybe that's why he has first team, second team, or third team, but it might be saying a whole lot of nothing. But the idea of giving new people the shine that do it well.
I think that's what that is too. Because there's no way in the world, if we being straight up on what a first team and a second team should be, Giannis should definitely be on the first team.
Yeah,
no
correct.
Now, I can see, you get what I mean? So you had to be doing something. You had to be doing something a little crafty there. I mean, I can see Jaren Jackson getting his first shot, being first time on the first team because of what he did.
Brook Lopez.
That's what I'm trying to say. And then I told you, I forget where you go to ESPN.com. No. Sporting News, I believe, was where I saw the article at, where he said that he got Brook Lopez. I forget, he had Evan Mobley, Brook Lopez, and who else did he have? He had 3 players up for Defensive Player of the Year. I forget who the third player was. Evan Mobley, our Cavs, Evan Mobley that's who I'm saying here, talking about, was 1. Brook obviously was 2. And I forget who the third person was, but he said Brook wins it, Defensive Player of the Year.
But see, then be exotic. It throws someone a name like Killian Hayes in there. Someone who, again, where you see again, deficiencies offensively versus defensively, where the steals are there, maybe the assists are there, but the points aren't. But is very much known for on-ball defending. It's just I get the idea to an extent, but there were better options out there, some more obvious than others, that I think if he would have, I don't, again, we would have to see what criteria he used, but picking multiple, Milwaukee Bucks, how much of that are they beneficiaries of one another, right?
Double J.
Where was that for Brook Lopez when he was elsewhere? Why
Double J.
Yeah.
What? 100. Okay, what's the number of the most blocked shots this year?
That now off the top of my head, that I don't know.
The number is 193. Who had 193 blocks? Yeah, who had 193 blocks this season?
One player had 193 blocks this season?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, Brook Lopez.
What?
Brook Lopez was that player, yeah.
Yeah, but how much of that is due to the fact that they're running away from Giannis?
Doesn't matter. Even if they run away from Giannis,
they might be running away from Giannis, but they still trying to score.
Yeah,
okay,
so
7 feet tall.
To lead the listen.
Jared Allen, you probably get 200 blocks.
You can't do that.
He had Jared Allen honorable mention on his.
But what I'm saying is, first of all, listen. understand that I feel like there's a place for numbers, right? If you lead the league in any discernible defensive category, like blocks,
right? But again,
like steals, like defensive rebounds.
Okay, but you're on a great team. I just
so what?
To me, it goes back to throw him on the Nets.
All the times that Dennis Rodman won Defensive Player of the Year, he won Defensive Player of the Year on great teams.
Who did?
Dennis Rodman won Defensive Player of the Year on championship caliber teams. Every year he won it.
I thought you said LeBron. I'm about to give you a couple of buttons. Yeah, you can't penalize a guy because, okay, but listen, but that's part of what makes them a great team. Because if you look at Brook Lopez earlier on in his career, the player that he has become, he's pretty much well-rounded. He can pull whatever other team center if necessary away from the basket. He can hit the three pretty good. We talk about threes, but he's selective about the threes that he takes. He plays defense. He's a good rim protector. You can throw the ball. They have, let's say, and I know Chris Middleton is iffy or whatever the case may be, but they have Giannis definitely, True definitely, and I forget who okay, and let's say they got Middleton. Okay, they have 3 options offensively that you can run your offense through. Oh, and maybe even sometimes Bobby Portis while you're playing, even without Middleton. But for Lopez to be like a 4th option that you can kind of go to in moments, that says a lot, man. And I know we talking about first team all defense, but for a guy to block 193 shots, man. Hey, I wonder how many of them blocks led to his team's wins.
Yeah, think of it this way.
Hang on a second, Gully. What if I told you that Claxton and Jaren Jackson only had 4 less? Didn't that just dim his light?
No, it don't. That don't dim. No, listen. Well, oh, absolutely not.
No way.
No,
Claxton
absolutely
didn't
not.
have half of that kind of help.
No. That speaks
you just
to Claxton.
saw Dinwiddie get into it with Kyle Kuzma about how Kuzma just went off on how bad Dinwiddie is. So it ain't about help as it pertains to the situation in Brooklyn. So this guy had 4 less blocks. Come on, I'm not.
So wait a minute, because
you
he had 4
crown him if you want to, Dennis.
Okay, right. We know who you crowning, right?
He did his Green, right? You went a crown.
Yeah, right, exactly. But just because Claxton had 4 less does not take away from that. Lopez had 4 more.
All right, because here's the challenge I have for you. Here's the challenge I have for you. If that's the case, right, we all say Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward of all time. After David Robinson retired, his centers, and they play in a team concept, a team basketball that the Spurs played. His centers, with Tim Duncan's presence on the floor, didn't do half of that. Didn't do nearly as much cleanup work as Brook Lopez did with Giannis. With Giannis being the co-anchor. You follow what I'm saying? Like the idea that with all of the attention that Giannis would get, and deliver defensively, Lopez was able to clean that up. And do it, consistently over the years. In addition to what you're saying, Barbershop. In addition to his offensive workload and his depth at being mid to outrange.
We're not talking about the offense.
But hold on. But here,
no. But the offense. But the argument is made because we're looking at he's exerting a lot of energy offensively too. So to combine that with being the help side defender for Giannis and getting blocks, in addition to being on the other side, being the offensive complement.
I would say they cancel each other out.
They stop it. No, they don't.
Because he doesn't have to work as hard defensively, if you ask me, when you have both Holiday and Giannis on the same
if you got 190,
team.
No, if you got 190,
they're just rolling the dice with you.
No, if you got 193 blocks, I'm not. No, because if LeBron had 193 blocks, my gosh, you'd be popping champagne right now.
No,
and the Lakers could be 29th. I mean, 34th in defense. It's only 30 teams in the NBA. But you sit up here arguing.
He had 4 less blocks
Okay, but listen.
Four.
But here's what I find interesting.
And it has not even
Here's what I find
shell of a
Here's what I find
supporting
interesting.
cast.
I find it interesting that you would want to take some shine away from Lopez, who's on a winning team, as if though what he's doing for that winning team is somehow less than. But you sound like the 4 and 6 argument guy, but that's not here today. Anywho, but the thing I find more interesting is the fact that Alex Caruso is on this list. But you're sitting here arguing about Brook Lopez. What happened?
He's always been known for his defensive prowess, if you will.
Oh man, please. Oh,
Gully,
man,
enlighten him.
Stop it. Man, cut me in and cut it out. He ain't done more for defensively, and I like Alex, but he ain't done more defensively. Yeah, exactly. I said Alex, he's sitting here arguing down Brook Lopez, but they ain't saying nothing, not one word about Alex Caruso being a first team. Man, stop. Listen, if Alex Caruso deserves to be first team, then and on a losing team, then so definitely does Brook Lopez on a winning team.
So what if I told you that despite Caruso on a losing team, and this is my point about true defenders at the individual level, not some beneficiary of a great team.
How you benefiting from a great team and you had 193 blocks?
1.6 steals per game, and his defensive rating was actually first amongst guards. So there you go.
Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so listen. So, okay, he's a great on-ball defender because he plays out on the perimeter. But so you're taking away from the fact that Brook Lopez is a rim protector?
No, I'm not.
Because Rudy Gobert is a rim protector, and Rudy Gobert listen, when you can rest on one side of the ball, you don't get no respect. Brook Lopez is an integral part offensively and defensively. And in the Today BA, where they shoot 577 threes a quarter, I'm giving it up for that. He deserves to be on this list.
Well, you can't.
But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're sitting here talking. We're talking to a guy here who is a Detroit Pistons fan now. He bought bucket seats and gave the Communityville. Okay, they switched the seats to the corner. Now he can get to see all the corner threes being made by Ivy and Kay Cunningham, but he don't like Rasheed Wallace. Okay, this is amazing to me. Anyway, let's move on to some of this playoff contentional talk right here, the round robin. Yeah, there you go. Get your Lucia ready. This is unbelievable. In the West, we start off in the West. We got the 1-8 matchup, the Nuggets and the Wolves. Gully, who you got and why?
Nuggets win that matchup.
You do? You think so?
Wolves. Oh yeah. Nuggets. Nuggets definitely do. I mean, there's. Say what we will about the MVP race. Let's set aside the MVP race. I don't see them being upset. I mean, they are the number one team in the West, yet again for a reason. Because they have an ability, at least they're if nothing else, they're an upper echelon basketball team in the Western Conference, and for that, and the way that they play, and ultimately what Joker can do, and the way they play ball, they will be able to at least get to a conference semi. I don't see them having a problem with Minnesota, especially the way Minnesota let themselves down.
Are you even sure Minnesota's going to be in?
Yeah, Minnesota's going to be the 8th seed.
So who?
No. Wait. The Friday game that happened yet. We don't know that for sure.
I'm saying I think Minnesota going to get in. And let me just say
you think they would beat the winner of New Orleans and OKC?
Why you had to do that to me?
Because I think the answer is no. I don't. Okay. I think they're.
I'll keep nothing comes
Rudy
to dreamers
Gobert
but dreams. I get it.
Was saving himself for next season.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I'm just saying. I should have prefaced it by saying hypothetically, should the Nuggets see the Wolves, who would you have? Let me clarify. Is that good for clarification? Is that safe to say? Oh my gosh. Okay, hypothetically, hypothetically, should the Nuggets play the Wolves? Guess who I would pick in that series?
The T-Wolves.
The Wolves.
The same conspiracy team.
I would pick the Wolves. What do you mean? I would pick the Wolves because I'm telling you right now, the Lakers don't win a game with Rudy Gobert in that game. Because here's why. We talked about things in the regular season of an NBA season that translate to the playoffs. Your style of play, matchups, championship experience, rebounds, run outs, or but few. Okay, not everything that you do in the regular season goes with you to the playoffs, and of course, defense, obviously. But those are 5 key things that if you do those things consistently well, I got a good idea that you might win your series or win, or and if you do those things better, far better than most, you'll get to the finals, so to speak. The Nuggets defensively are a sieve. Now they can score at a high clip, but they give up they I think they were like at the time we did that show when we did the team profiles or whatever the case may be. The Nuggets were first in the league in points per at like 116 or something like that, and they were first in points allowed like 114.5 or something like that. So if you're a team that can score, then hey, I've got my fingers crossed with the Nuggets. And in addition to that, the matchups. Karl Anthony Towns. Now, this is obviously barring any brain farts, okay, after the second half. Excuse me for saying that.
Oh.
Anthony Davis. Let me give myself a button, I might. But in terms of matchups, I'm telling you right now, should the Wolves go in there, Anthony Towns is going to pull Gogurt away from that basket. Who else do the Nuggets have on the front line that could deal with Gobert? Even though Gobert is a glorified garbage man. Who? Mike Conley is playing much better at point for them. Anthony Edwards, somebody going to have to slap him with some baby powder, wake him up. Jaden is out, obviously. Broke his knuckles and wrists and all that, whatever else he broke. Punching the wall. Still don't get that one. But for the most part, who else do you have down there? As I said with the Lakers, who else would the Lakers have had to deal with Gobert with Karl pulling AD away from the basket? Do we see AD getting those rebounds if Gobert is down there? This ain't a what if. This is what happened was. I'm trying to tell you. That's a mismatch. It's about matchups. I know the Wolves' biggest problem, again, is upstairs in moments. What did I say about signature moments, signature players, signature games, ... I get it. But they are a matchup nightmare for everybody in the West, except for the Phoenix Suns because of KD and Ayton. But matchup-wise, I'm just saying, stop me when I'm lying. I'm not saying that they're going to make a run to the finals and win, sweep whoever is in the East. I'm just saying, if matchups are a key element in the playoffs, tell me who are they not a matchup nightmare for in the West?
Well, under your actually guidance there, you just made it very easy in suggesting that nobody will beat Phoenix because of if Minnesota is a problem for all, then naturally Phoenix is every bit of Minnesota and some.
Because of what Kevin Durant does offensively and what Ayton can do offensively. You know what I'm saying? All Chris Paul got to do is drive the banana bus, I guess. I don't know about all that. We got another comment rolling in here.
It's a boat.
Oh, did I say that? Banana boat? What did I say? Mrs. Alva Wynn again. Shout out to Miss Alva. She said I have to say it. I only associate Gobert with the man who shut down the NBA during the pandemic. Okay, so you've been hanging around Double J too long, is what it is. Yeah.
Well, we were there. We were a mere few feet away from him when he was coughing.
Oh, and you wanted me to come to Michigan? Oh, wow, really?
No. I wanted years ago.
Seriously?
But yeah, we had to walk by him as he dove in for a loose ball right under the basket, and
did you ask
we
him to
left
sign your
early.
beer cup?
We actually left early.
Well, that's good. That's good. Did you? I'm glad. Was Aiden there too?
No, it was just us.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad somebody had. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, wow. Well, anyway, oh my gosh. But yeah, but I tell you what.
Well, again, I don't look. According to you.
This ain't the gospel. This ain't the gospel.
This game is a wash altogether because both of these teams can't handle Minnesota. and neither can Denver. So we're gonna have a conference finals of Minnesota and Phoenix.
No, I asked you. Don't try to twist my words. Don't do that. Okay, TJ. What I said was, again, I didn't say they were going to win the finals and all of that. See, that's you talking about Deshaun Watson. Oh, Gully, let me ask you that question right quick, too, now that I'm thinking about it. In Andy Reid's offense, could Deshaun Watson win a Super Bowl?
Man, we ain't about to do this again. We've been doing this for 3 years.
Okay, I got you. Anyway, I didn't say they was going to make a run to the finals. I didn't say that. What I said to you was, if we all agree that matchups matter in the playoffs, in the NBA playoffs, who are they not a matchup nightmare for other than Phoenix? Now, because style of play is important too. I mentioned that too. I listed 5, but apparently you only heard 1. Okay. Yeah, you got to get your hearing checked, buddy. It's time for some LASIK surgery or something. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's gone. But again, I'm telling you right now, as I told my son the other day, I think OKC, Shy is good enough that he can knock somebody off. Matter of fact, Double J, you got who's winning that OKC game right now?
It is a 1-point game. Actually, now 2. OKC is winning.
And in what quarter?
4 minutes before half.
Oh, man, please. There's still some game to go. Okay, anywho. We got in the 4-5 matchup, we got the Suns and the Clippers. I don't know why people think that I got mad respect for Kawhi. That's my boy, still lightweight, still don't appreciate that whole load management thing. And he lost a little bit of love from me on that one. But I don't know why people think the Clippers are going to beat the Suns. Even with Paul George, they're not going to beat the Suns. They're not going to do it because, yet again, to me, the matchup is on the front line. Zubac and Ayton, I'm taking Ayton. Because don't give it to me on the perimeter. Kawhi is gonna be Kawhi, and him and KD gonna be going at it. But you got Chris Paul, man, one of the last few, if there are any, floor generals in the league. And then you got Devin Booker, Kentuckian, when Kentucky was still a blue blood. Okay, just saying. I'm taking the Suns. And then our 3-6 matchup, we got the Kings versus the Warriors.
Warriors in 6.
Yeah, Kings can score with them, but they don't like the Nuggets. They probably was second in the league in defense too.
Well, win one of the first 2. So for the Warriors, their strategy, I think, throughout the playoffs is this: win game 1 or game 2, split the first 2, and make sure you take care of home. You have to split the first 2. Ideally, you probably want to win game 1.
Yeah, of course. So then that way you're not, because if you're down 1, but they got championship medal though, so it's hard to measure the mindset that they would have even if they were down 1. I don't think it would phase them. And then lastly, we got the Grizzlies at 2 and Lakers 7. Who we got?
That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a real good one.
Basketball in me says the Grizzlies. The Stern in me says the Lakers.
I think the Lakers do that. I think, irrespective of the
it's gonna be a Tim Donaghy moment. There's gonna be a couple Tim Donaghy moments.
Nah, man. I definitely see. But I don't think it's gonna. No, it's not. It's not gonna be. No. The Lakers
supposed to be going to the Lakers.
Listen.
Okay, the league is suspect. All right, the league is suspect. Please, come on now. I don't know what we're doing here. Okay. That's right. I hear crickets.
Well, no, it's unnecessary. Look, no Steven
Whoa.
Adams.
The league ain't suspect? Is that what you're saying? It's unnecessary that the league's suspect?
They don't have to intervene in this. The fact of the matter is, unfortunately,
they don't have to, but they're going to. They always do. What are you saying?
Memphis is not the same team without Steven Adams. You talked about matchups. Memphis actually could have matched up very well with Minnesota, no problem. if you put a healthy Steven Adams back in their lineup.
So
they
Memphis
also would have
doesn't
matched
win
up
this.
very well with the Lakers, where it would have been an uphill battle for LA to beat them. Unfortunately, they're not at full strength. And
Who's
so,
not at full strength? Memphis?
yeah. So,
Oh,
unfortunately, that matters, as you pointed out with Rudy Gobert's absence.
okay, got you.
So how about that?
All right,
They
got
go against the injury teams.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
isn't that convenient?
Yes, yeah. Sell it however you spend it, however you want to. Tailspin. Yeah, yeah. I gave you my take. Gully, what's your take? Ain't that nothing?
Lakers and Memphis.
Yeah, Lakers in 3.
I was trying to tell you. I mean, yeah, like I echo Double J's sentiments. I don't know how much help, outside help, the Lakers might need for this matchup because, I mean, the barring the only exception is a freak and albeit possible injury to Anthony Davis. Everything about that team is as complete as they need to be to beat Memphis, because Memphis doesn't have answers to certain things that the Lakers do, where the Lakers do have answers for what Memphis can.
And the Lakers went into overtime with a team that didn't score offensively for 29 minutes. Okay, that game should have never went to overtime. Stop it, man. Stop now. And you know Memphis not gonna disappear in the fourth quarter. Now I ain't saying that the Memphis gonna win the series, but I know Memphis ain't gonna disappear in the fourth quarter. And if you don't disappear in the fourth quarter, because imagine a guy, and this is why people are saying that the Clippers actually gonna beat the Suns. It ain't because of Kawhi. Even if Paul George come back, they said it ain't. The people I talked to, they said it ain't. They said it's because how Westbrook looked while he over there with them. Difference is night and day. It's night and day. When you got a player who got the same type of energy and same type of attitude as a Russell Westbrook, this Russell Westbrook, I know, the one that looked like he looked with the Clippers.
You're saying all of this to say that they won't beat the Suns.
No, I'm who's saying all?
You're making the Russell Westbrook revitalization argument.
I'm saying Memphis.
Right.
Reminds me of Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Memphis, yeah, they're gonna keep coming at you. They're not gonna disappear.
So Russell Westbrook actually exists in with the Clippers, and for the first time since the implosion, they're meeting in a meaningful series. You mean to tell me? All that being said,
it ain't gonna be enough. It ain't gonna be enough to unseat Kevin Durant. Have you seen the top of his hair, Kevin Durant? Do you understand?
It looks like the Detroit Pistons franchise, a freak mess.
Oh wow! I thought
when they have Victor Wembanyama, and you see, look, Miami's about to.
That's gonna be Kevin Durant.
Blow it up like the FTX logo.
They got y'all already
Trey,
got Chet first step check.
Trey,
yeah, y'all already got first step check mix. Man, please, where he at right now? Oh, please. I don't want to hear it. Yeah.
He's on the bench right over there.
I know. Yeah, got you. Yeah. Chet first step check mix. Anybody? Yeah, he's right. Got you. Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, he ain't going to the Pistons, man. Stop it.
We'll see.
Oh, maybe he is. That's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we slide on over to the East. The Bucks in Miami. Do we need if the shit hypothetically? You know what I mean? Right now, yeah, I'm just saying. Are we picking anybody, whoever comes out of that against the Bucks? Are we picking them against the Bucks?
No,
I'm not either. So let's move on. The 4 or 5 matchup: Cavs and Knicks. I'm taking the Knicks in 6.
I think the Cavs can win in 6.
I know.
I think the Cavs will win in 6.
Okay, I'm about to say can and will is 2 different kind of suggestions. Okay.
Yeah, I think the Cavs will win in 6. A lot of them. I know we talk about.
What happened?
Go ahead.
They don't use Mobley. I don't understand JB's not using Mobley offensively, except to clean up misses. I'm telling you here right now, Garland is probably out of here. Whenever it can happen, he'll probably be out of here. And with him getting out of here, I see some type of small forward or something coming up, because the Cavs are not the kind of team they need 2 offensive viable offensive options, and one has to be up top, one kind of like down low, and that would be to me D Spider and Mobley. And I love Garland in his Garland's game, but no, that
Do you think Garland's gonna be gone? For, like, you think he's gonna be moved, or you think Garland's gonna make his own way to find some play elsewhere?
I couldn't tell you specifically the details, whether it's 480 or 77, but I think he ain't gonna be downtown. I don't care which route you take. I just don't think he's gonna be downtown, baby. That's all I'm saying. BSJ, baby. Just saying. Yeah, but don't let Julius Randle, because listen, this goes back to my playoff translatables. What you can take from the regular season and slide it over to the postseason. I watched the Cavs this season play the Hawks and the Knicks. Now, that does not mean that what you did against the team in terms of wins and losses would say that you're going to beat them in the playoffs, i.e. when the Cavs swept the Bulls that year 6 straight times, and then Mike did what he did to them in the playoffs. What I'm saying is it's the way that they lost to the Knicks and the Hawks that don't you got and it was multi. It happened more than once, and it was like in the same fashion. Like, nah, man, no. It's almost like they in like the Hawks and the Knicks were in the Cavs' head. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Gully, shout out to Gully for joining us today. He got to make a run. He got to go ahead and get on out of here. But I'm telling you now, Double J, I don't see it. I don't see it. Now, if the Cavs do win, I'm not mad. I want the Cavs to win. But Jalen Brunson, listen, every time the Cavs have played him, he torches. He didn't every time he on the floor. If the Cavs played the Knicks and Jalen Brunson wasn't there, because I think it was the time he was out for a minute or whatever, the Cavs may have won. Okay, but every time the Cavs, if I'm to my knowledge, I'm not. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But every time I believe the Cavs and played the Knicks with him and Randall, it don't look good. It didn't end well for them. Every time in the regular season, every time, yeah, that ain't good. And then with Trae Young, they just let him run loose. They just, they just let him do whatever he want to do, whenever he want to do it. Every time, man. I don't see nothing changing. So I'm glad they ain't got to play the Hawks, but either or, the Hawks or the Knicks, let Julius Randle be 80% at least. I don't know. And then 3-6 matchup, we got the Sixers and the Nets. Who you see there?
Sixers.
Yeah. And in the 2 and 7, we see you got Celtics and the Hawks.
Boston. Matter of fact, the odds
live by the 3, die by the 3.
It's minus 1,000. It's plus 600. Yeah, for Boston to win the series, minus 1,000. So you're not going to really make a lot of money.
You ain't gonna make nothing.
If you bet Atlanta to win it, it's plus 600. So
if you bet Boston to win it, you put $1,000 down, you win $1.
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, I was being I was being facetious, but I'm just saying. Okay, got you. Yeah, me too. I got the Celtics too. They might even sweep, because I don't think Jaylen Brown and Tay, I don't think they're going for just let ice tray, run around, all day, every day, just jacking. They're going to be picking him up early and often. They're going to make it real uncomfortable for him to do whatever it is he's trying to do. I'm trying to tell you. All right, man, that's it. And that's all for us. It was another good one. I'm glad my man D Gully could join us, Mrs. Alva, and everybody else that weighed in, Double J, Brother Rich, Tony Moe, as they like to say, back down there in Palm Tree City, you know what I'm saying, where the sign Hollywood sits atop the hills up there. And on that note, I leave you with this quote. Good judgment comes from experience, and a lot of that comes from bad judgment. That's my line from The Mechanic. You seen that, Jason Statham. Shout out to my man, Jason Statham from The Mechanic, baby. It's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out every Wednesday at 9 on the PM side right here on the yard. Just wanted to send y'all a reminder again, let y'all know that we may be sooner rather than later changing day and start time, but we'll keep you all abreast of the situation. Or y'all can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the shop's fan page, and of course YouTube. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, you know, that little bell, that little notification at the bottom right, ting-a-ling-a-ling. We'd be much obliged. And if that don't work, y'all can Google it. For my mans Be Rich, Double J, TJ, D Gully, and all those who follow and support us, we say thank you. I'm BSJ, and you've been listening to the Shop Report. Oh, and remember, the next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla.